Good evening, YouTube. This is Tired Metalhead Weatherman. I'm saying evening because that's when this video will be published. Not trying to completely badger you guys all day. Although I will say it seems like you guys are liking the content. More people, we're getting out to more people. We're getting more responses, even a few more comments. So I appreciate anyone who's been out spreading the word about the channel or just watching, popping up, if it's popping up on your feed, whatever the case, I appreciate it. Please keep it up. So, you saw with this video here that I just posted today, that was for the severe weather that we have ongoing right now. But I've been saying for a little while before that I would be putting up a long-range video, and with the way things are kind of picking up as in regards to severe weather over this upcoming week, which I mentioned in the last long-range video. Post a card for that as well in the corner, in the top corner of the screen. We're gonna have a hard time doing that, so I'm pretty much gonna just pull a little double duty here, make a video for tonight. I would love to get to a point where I do this all the time, but we're not quite there yet. It's alright though. So we talked about today's severe weather, so we're going to go into the hazard areas for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So tomorrow's severe weather threat, we have the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes region in play, and we have the Northern Plains. We mainly have pretty much all of North Dakota, and then once again we have parts of Wyoming and Montana involved, as well as the northwestern half, I would say, or maybe like 2/5 of South Dakota. Take a look at the threats here real quick. Look at our hail threat. Of course, the further we go to the west, conditions are a little bit more favorable. It is about that time where we get more hail and damaging winds around this region anyway, so that makes sense. We have a hatch risk over here towards Bismarck, kind of working its way towards that, towards the Wyoming and South Dakota line. The northwest corner of South Dakota, you guys got to watch out for some potentially larger hail, greater than 2 inches. And of course, in our slight risk region around the Ohio Valley, we have a 15% chance of severe hail, and in the 5% in the brown, we have our marginal risk. Let's go to the wind threat, and the wind threat's actually greater around the Ohio Valley than it is over towards the Northern Plains. This is more towards the northern part of Ohio, so areas that were affected earlier this week by severe weather, I think you guys might be okay. We'll have to see. But even Chicago, you guys are in this stuff too, so you guys need to be careful. We got Pittsburgh in play again, so you guys need to watch out. And then even if you're in this 5% area, and even though I'm not talking about you much, it doesn't mean that you're exempt from this either. So Baltimore and Washington, D.C., Charleston, West Virginia, pretty much the entire eastern half of Kentucky, Bowling Green, even in the parts of Tennessee, you guys need to be watchful for some severe weather. Let's go on to our tornado threat, and both areas actually have a 5% risk. We have the one in the northern plains, including Bismarck, Grand Forks, and Minot here, with an increased tornado threat. And in our 2% region, we still have areas like Rapid City, Aberdeen in play, Fargo. You guys aren't out of this either. Then the tornado threat also picks up around Chicago and Fort Wayne. So you guys need to be watchful as well. But again, like I said before, Pittsburgh, Columbus, you guys aren't out of this either. It's kind of hanging further to the south towards those areas that were involved in some severe weather last week. So you guys need to be on guard once again. We also have lacrosse and Milwaukee in play in that 2% area. So we got to be watchful. That's all I can tell you there. Then on our day 3, if this will load, come on now. There we go. Okay, she's just wanting. Okay, the computer's wanting to be a little bit of a. There we go. Once again, we got the Northern Plains in play, and we will have to watch that storm system that's gone through the Ohio Valley, working its way towards the Carolinas, the Delmarva, and the Virginia coastline. So far, we're only at a marginal risk, but I would not be surprised to see a slight risk area pop up from this. That's what's pretty much been happening almost all the days this week. We'll look at a marginal risk, and the next thing you know, it'll be upgraded to a slight or even enhanced. So the main areas of concern for this area, I would say Wilmington, Charlotte, Raleigh, Roanoke, Virginia, Virginia Beach, and of course the Delmarva region. We'll have to watch you guys closely. Then we have our second area, which stretches from the U.S.-Canadian border. We have Grand Forks and Fargo involved again, but the rest of the area is in a marginal risk, which is including Green Bay now. We have Omaha, Lincoln, and McCook, Nebraska in play. We have Iowa, we have Des Moines, and towards Kansas, northern Kansas, we have the city of Colby in play, and many others within that region. Then we'll take a look at days 4 through 8, and then here's day 4. Looking like it kind of has that MCS straight line damaging wind look to it. Not surprising for this time of year, but this has creeped off further to the east now. Bigger risk area. Des Moines, you're in there again. Green Bay, you're in there again. We also have La Crosse getting into the mix, as well as Marquette. So anyone in those regions needs to be extra watchful. We'll be watching this over the coming days to see how this unfolds further. We'll get a little bit more in depth with that in this video in a moment. Days 5 through 8, predictability is too low on all of them. So we'll have to watch and see how this unfolds and see where the Storm Prediction Center may issue more risk for severe weather. So let's get a look at our storm systems that could be going through the area in the next through our part of the world in the next few weeks. This is the height anomaly map here, and this map is mainly used for cloud tops, for picking up cloud tops and disturbances within the upper levels of the atmosphere. I didn't mean to say cloud tops. I'm kind of fumbling my words a little bit here. Trying to make this video not too long. Trying to keep it under 20 minutes for y'all, and trying to keep my computer under control. So here is our current weather situation here. We have this storm system right here, which is going to be causing our severe weather around this region today. And then here is our next big storm right here coming in, getting into Oregon and Washington around the northwest. By Monday afternoon, it is in place, and this is when things start to pick up. It's a very strong storm system, by the way. You see these little lines here, these are called isobars, and the tighter that they start to get and the brighter the color gets, usually the storm system is a lot stronger. It still has a positive tilt to it. I would have been really concerned if it started to show the negative tilt. And this rolls on, and then right behind it, here's another storm system for the 16th, which will be towards the midweek. We'll have to watch that. And then on Friday, then by the weekend, it works its way onto the coast. Kind of loses steam from the look of it, so that might be a good thing. Meanwhile, look at the warmth that we have building around pretty much this entire eastern half of the country. It is going to be a very hot week for a lot of people, especially towards the Great Lakes region. This ridge is going to develop here, and it's going to drag a lot of warm air with it. So we look towards next week. It only gets warmer towards the start, and I think my computer might have frozen on me. No, it hasn't. I was about to say, jeez. Well, it looks like the map is frozen on me though. Oh, jeez. See if we can. There we go. So Chrome's freezing up on me. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's still freezing. That's the problem that I have with doing these long-range forecasts. And then if you look over here, you see a little something popping off the coast here. Popping up off the coast here. This is about a week out, so we'll have to watch that and take this with a grain of salt, really. This could be our next tropical system to be watching here. if my computer will actually start working again, then we can move ahead here and see what this does. This takes an interesting track right now. It kind of hangs around this little strait here between the Carolinas and Florida here, and then it starts to push south. I think as this ridge moves off, I'm guessing the thinking is this is going to push it further to the south and maybe push it towards the east coast of Florida. And indeed it does. It works its way into the east here. And then, oh, this is kind of crazy here. We got a secondary little area that's developed here in the Gulf. And maybe it might run into this little potential system here. I wonder how that will end up going. And this actually has a pretty impressive look to it as it works its way into the Gulf Coast, and this could be something a little bit more impactful if this holds true. So we go to 324 hours out. We're still so far out at this point that I can't really say for sure what's going to happen, but so far it's holding on to this run. We'll check a few more models to see the validity behind this, but it's one signal. It's one signal to be looking at, and there's probably plenty more. There probably will be plenty more. This was expected to be a very active hurricane season, so this isn't surprising at all. So now we will take a closer look at the precipitation type. Who's going to be getting what over these next few weeks? I'm going to try to close that one out so that way we maybe can speed things up a little bit here. Already probably sitting at 10 minutes. This might be a long video. If so, I do apologize. Yeah, my computer does not like doing this. Uh-oh. Oh, wow, we're already at 12 minutes. All right, let's see if I can't speed this up here. Survey says nope. Oh, come on, computer, work with me. All right, here we go. Here's our severe weather threat for tonight. Just rolling through the southern plains. And in the morning hours, we have some storms that'll be popping up in the Ohio Valley. We'll have multiple waves throughout the day, it looks like. Oh, we even get a little bit of snow towards the western part of Montana here. There's this upper level low that's just north of the border. Funnels a little bit of cold air in behind it. Meanwhile, we have another little sneaky system that pops up and causes a little bit of unsettled weather in the southeast. Then here's our next system right here, right behind the last one, firing off more severe weather, and then there's another one right behind it. So a very active pattern ahead. And we get some unsettled weather in the northeast towards the end of next week, or the end of this week, I should say. And we have to watch more unsettled weather around the south. Trying to see what that upper level low is that I saw right about this time. I think this is it right here. I think this should be it right about here. At this point, there's not too much going on. It's a little bit quiet towards the beginning of about next week, I would say. About 8 days. We're about 8 days out now. And then and lo and behold, just as I say that, next week here comes another system bringing in more severe weather for the Central Plains. And then here's our little circulation here. It's not really picking up well on the precipitation type model here. Not surprising at all. But we'll have to see how that unfolds here. However, this has a much better look to it, and it's even starting to show something on our precip type already. Like I said, we're closing in on 2 weeks out at this point, so we should only take this with a grain of salt, but it's still impressive looking. It's a 996 millibar low pressure here. Very low pressure here. This could become a pretty impressive storm if this were to develop. And that's the key word. If. Come on. Alright, come on, computer. Bear with me now. We're almost at the end of this. Yeah, it's probably going to be a longer video just because of my computer alone, honestly. Okay, here we go. This makes impact on the Gulf Coast. so far, based on the model, it will be towards Saturday on the 25th and into the 26th. And it keeps on freezing. This turns into a 30-minute video because of my computer. I apologize. And if by some chance you guys have a computer you could lend me, please let me know. I'll be forever grateful, because I've had this computer for about 7 years. Okay, here we go. So this works its way inland. So right now, the main area of interest is if this does make landfall, it's probably going to be towards Mobile and Biloxi. This will work its way north once it reaches land. And my computer freezes up again. Daggone it. Come on, just be a handful more runs. Okay, here we go. For now. Okay, so this spreads. So according to this, we have this storm system here, this potential tropical entity spreading rain all throughout the southeast. No surprises there. Just one more run. Come on. One more run. Please. Okay, there we go. And then as this dies out, it's just going to continue to spread more rain and push its way to the north. Alright. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, now hopefully the video will start to go faster from this point. Jeez. If my computer will behave. I don't think it is. Closed just about everything else out that I could think of. Dang. Oh no, I just kicked out my Euro. My computer just hates me right now. That's all it is. Alright. So we'll do a tropical weather outlook. And then we'll try and sneak over back to the Euro model I just lost to look at the flash rate. So as of right now, the next 48 hours, nothing is expected to form. And the same is to be said on the 5-day forecast as well. Well, actually, no, this is brand new here. This was about an hour ago. I didn't see this, but we'll have to watch this area that's relatively close to the Yucatan. Right now, this is a 20% chance. Within 5 days, it's hanging off. It's expected to be hanging off the coast of Nicaragua. Slow development expected. So here we go. Business looks like it is starting to pick up around the Atlantic. We look toward the Eastern Pacific, and we have 2 areas of interest within 5 days. We have one area that's got a 90% chance of development, and this looks like it's going to be scooting off to the north and west here. We'll have to watch it real close. Hopefully this doesn't affect the Baja Peninsula here, but this hasn't even organized into anything major. And then we have a second area that's right behind this. It's off the coast of Central America, once again towards Nicaragua. That may develop. It's only a 20% chance, so confidence isn't very high on this right now. Then when we go towards the Central Pacific, we'll even cover this area. So right now, there is nothing going on within 5 days. As of right now, everything's currently off to the west. And then within 2 days, nothing really there either. So now that we've done that, let's try and sneak our way back to what we had before in the Euro. You gotta love when you have technical difficulties like I do. Alright, going back to the Euro. I'm already at about 19 minutes. Daggone it. Trying to cover a lot with so little. That's how it is sometimes, I guess. It's okay though, I don't mind doing it for y'all. Well, alright. We're just about back on track here. I'll try to keep this under 30 minutes if I can. Okay. So this is the flash rate model. This is our lightning flash density model. This is basically depicting where the probability is high for lightning, for us to be seeing a lot of lightning density, pretty much, just like the model says. So we're mainly looking towards really just any area that has the brighter colors. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, to be honest. So we look towards Sunday night. We have a lot of areas of interest in regards to just flat out thunderstorms. This is going to be our severe weather area for tonight. We also have a pretty interesting area towards Arkansas too. Should be quite a few garden variety thunderstorms at the very least. Maybe one might pulse severe. Hard to say. During this time of year, anything's possible. And then tomorrow, here's our other area of interest. We get a little bit of scattered activity around the southeast, which is common for this time of year. By Monday night, we get a little bit of weather working into the Ohio Valley. Only picks up as we get into the overnight, so y'all are gonna have to be watchful for a potential nocturnal threat for storms. Then Tuesday, business starts to pick up more around the southeast. And then we have, of course, our severe weather threat again around the northern plains. Then Wednesday, things kind of explode around the southeast. A lot of pop-up thunderstorms seem likely, as the storm system will be moving close by. Then as we go towards Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon, we tend to get a lot of weather around the Delmarva. Then this pushes its way to the southeast once more towards the evening and overnight hours. Thursday we look at the northeast. And pretty much the entire eastern seaboard towards the latter half of this week is going to be very active. So we're getting to about a week out now. Just continuous, just activity all across the board. If you're not to the west of Wyoming, pretty much, you're going to be dealing with thunderstorms at least within some point within the next 10 days. All right, now we've looked at all of that. We will go to the GEFS and we will take a look at what the Hurricane Center might be looking at here. So we're going to about 2 weeks out. Let's hope. I'm holding my breath here, hoping that this thing actually decides to work. And I think this is what they've been looking at, is this little feature right here. Goes through Mexico, works its way into the Delmarva, may make a second impact with Mexico. That's about it. See if the ensemble picks up on what the operational GFS was showing us earlier around this time, and it looks like no. So we'll move this along, and then we're gonna try and see if the ensemble picks up on anything coming into the Gulf. Wait, hang on a minute. I saw a little feature. Scroll back a little bit. And right about there, right about here, is where I saw something on the operational GFS, and the ensemble's kind of showing something. Definitely not as strong, but the fact that there's a signal does increase my confidence just slightly. So here's another little feature that's on the other side of this map here. I'll have to watch that real close in the coming days. I'll probably start doing excuse me, probably will start doing more tropical outlooks maybe every 3 days until the storm forms, because it looks like business does seem like it wants to pick up around the Atlantic Basin especially. I mean, the Eastern Pacific is getting pretty active too, and we always have to watch that, because we saw what happened with this system that became Agatha and then went through the Gulf, hit Florida, and then once it passed the Gulf, past Florida, became our first name storm, Alex. Excuse me. I always hate having phlegm in my throat. So we move on here, and we're gonna see what the European ensemble has for us. I don't see much of anything here from the Euro. The Euro is just kind of quiet as of right now. We do have this look right here, but it's not really giving me much of anything to look at. I mean, it seems like something pops up there, but it never really materializes. I'm interested to see this time span right here, but it looks like Euros is not really showing anything yet. We'll have to watch that really closely as well. But this is all I got for you guys. I'm sorry this video ended up as messy as it did, but I'm just gonna wrap it up here. It's been Tire Metalhead Weatherman. If you found that entertaining, drop a like. Appreciate it. Maybe one day we'll get a better computer here. But until then, I will see you in the next video. You guys have a good day.